Hello viewers and welcome to the second video on books from Digital Amulet. I had opportunity to read V.E. Schwab's Vicious, which is the first book in her Villains series. Now this is her first book targeted at adults and I have to say I like it a lot. Vicious is a great take on superheroes and I consider it on par with the comics like Wanted and Watchmen and the movie The Incredibles. Her spin on superheroes is basically one where we get to see the consequences of normal people gaining abilities and what they end up doing with it. In this book, people with special abilities are called extraordinary individuals, or EOs for short. The general population is sort of aware of the existence of these people, but they tend to treat it like an urban myth. The law agencies also tend to treat it a bit like a myth, but there are special people within those organizations who actually know that these people exist. The other cool thing is the author has come up with a semi-scientific way for the reason why these people gain their abilities. Now, obviously, this sounds feasible, but it's not true in real life. Now, this is not your typical bash 'em up kind of story or a simplistic story where you have good versus evil. Rather, it is a very complex and nuanced take on this genre. For example, there are only shades of grey among the main characters, and at times it is not clear who among them is the protagonist or the antagonist. There is no clear hero or villain. Both of them are driven by singular emotions, which I will not spoil in this video, but let me just say that these are deeply personal and have nothing to do with your typical supervillain or superhero kind of motivations, which is like gaining power, riches, fame, saving the world, etc. etc. And for me, this is one of the standout features in this book. In addition, there is also this meta dialogue about fate versus science. The question that seems to be asked is, who is responsible for these powers? Is it God's given or is it science? Do people who have powers tend to be evil or are they just people who are trying to get by? V.E. Schwab deftly weaves this kind of philosophy within the storyline. Now let's come to the story itself. I liked it, it is quite good, and I love the ending. For people who have seen the old Malayalam movie called Chanakyan, it is quite similar. For people who haven't, you'll be in for a surprise. Now, the plot kept me interested throughout. But it took me a while to get invested because about half the book is about the origin story. But once I got past it, I was able to finish this book in one sitting. If there is one complaint I have about this book, it is basically that half the story consists of flashbacks, and V. Schwab has made a decision to make every alternate chapter a flashback, and this was quite painful for me to read because every time I got into the groove of what was happening, I had to mentally switch gears and either go back 10 years or come back to the current timeline. It was quite annoying. And I think this structure also contributed to the amount of time it took for me to get into the book because it kept breaking the pacing. But overall, I like Vicious. Go for it if you like science fiction or superheroes. I am now going to get into the next book in the series, which is called Vengeful. Now, if you like this video, please feel free to subscribe, and if you like the video, please like it. Thank you.